debutante with us who has written the book. I have already had a preview, so I'm very thankful for it. It is like going for a movie before the release. So I read the book before it was released, and so have a few teachers who were on stage, and they have helped her write it and make it better, edit it. So today we are going to have a live talk with an author who is very clear about her insight and what life is unfolding. When I read the book, truly, as the children on the podium said, it makes you cry, especially because if you have yourself suffered a loss. I hope most of you would not have gone through that, because losing a person, any person in your life, is very difficult. And when you read about it from the perspective of a young child, you feel doubly emotional, because at that tender age, the child has already felt something which is so emotional. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. You have done a wonderful job, and it is something really amazing that you have been able to achieve. So, my first question. Children, please settle down. It's okay. How was the journey to your writing a book?
So the journey about writing a book, I think because I was new to it, I didn't have anyone to tell me how you write a book and what to add and what not to add. So I used to write, whatever would come to my mind, I would just write that, and then I would take reference from other books. I have been a reader since I was a kid. So I would take reference and I would see that if I'm like saying too much or not. So I would correct that, and that was the journey. The journey was really nice. I think I found myself, a lot of stories in this book, like the title says, it's Whispers of Epiphany. Epiphany, if someone doesn't know, Epiphany is an illuminating self-discovery. So through each chapter, I discover myself and my personality, and that is what makes me who I am today. And I think writing the book was also a type of epiphany, because I learned a lot throughout the journey. So it was very enriching.
You have already answered my second question, why epiphany? However, I would like you to tell me, is it your title or is it a suggested title?
It is actually my title. The first chapter of the book is called The Black Sheep, which I am. The Black Sheep, I was supposed to keep The Black Sheep as the title, but it didn't sit well with me. The publishers were like, we should keep The Black Sheep only, it's fine. But then I'm a very indecisive person, because I'm still a teenager. I'm very indecisive. I rely on other people's opinions and thoughts. So one day I was like, I have to decide a title by myself, and it is my book. So I need to make one decision by myself. And one night it just occurred to me that it should be this, and it is purely original. I did not take inspiration. It wasn't suggested by anyone.
So that is really important for everybody to realize, that there is a lot of originality that you carry. Not only you, people who touch your lives as well. So you have talked about your grandparents, you have talked about your parents, you've talked about your friends who dumped you and who made you all wet and embarrassed in a school. You haven't talked about your elusive brother. And he's not in the audience today, otherwise he would have really had you nicely. Why not? There's nothing about him.
There's a mention of him in the first chapter. At the end of the day, he's still my sibling, so I don't really want to give him the privilege of the boost of ego that, I wrote a chapter. But jokes aside, he has touched my life in a lot of ways. And I think since I have grown up in a nuclear family since I was a child, the only person that I had, like my age, close to my age, was my brother. I have been very close to him, but I feel like we need to grow a lot and we need to make more memories to write about it. And also, he's a very private person. He likes his privacy. He wouldn't have liked being in the book about a whole chapter. So I think
that's why I said elusive. I understood, because I read the book, I found that mention, but then there was nothing. She writes quite a lot about her grandfather, about her grandmother, and about her father, but then she just mentions her brother and forgets about him. So the next time I meet him, I'm going to ask him how he feels about it. So you have talked about the family man. How would you describe your father?
This is the first time I'm referring to him as my father in the school. But today I would like to do that. My father, since I was a child, I think he was the eldest son in his family, and he had to take a lot of things and take a lot of hardships to be where he is today. And I really admire him for that. But when I was a child, I couldn't really see it. I couldn't see the problems that we had, the other types of problems that children don't know about. But what I saw him as my father, he as my father. I think like my brother, me and my brother we used to fight a lot. And my father would always take my side. He would always take my side, and he would always be by my side. My mother was more inclined to my brother, but so I saw him as my father, who's like my best friend. I can go and talk to him. But as I grew up, I also saw a different side of him. How there are certain things that do irk him. So I think the family man, he would always keep us before him. Till now, I think there are a lot of things that he wants to do for himself, but he hasn't, because there are a lot of constraints. He has to think about us first, like me, my brother, my mom, his sisters and brothers. I think that is how he is. He is the family man. He keeps the family first, and then himself. So that is how he is my role model. So.
That was very nice, because many a times we forget to tell how important our parents are to our parents. We meet them every day, we see them, we talk to them, but we don't tell them how much we admire, respect, and love our parents. So this is one place where you can actually tell your parents how much you admire them. So what about your mother? You have a lot of things to talk about your father, you've been very close to him. So how is it with mom today?
There's a chapter for my mom there as well. Like I said, whenever me and my brother used to fight, my mom would take my brother's side. And it's kind of obvious. My brother is my mom's favorite. I am my dad's favorite. That is how it is in nuclear families mostly. For the longest time, I used to, when you're becoming a woman, because I'm a teenager now, so you want to do things on your own, and you go to fight. You actually fight with your mom a lot, not with your dad. That's my experience. I used to fight with my mom a lot over the smallest things. It could be anything. If I want to eat something, if I want to bake something, if I don't want to study, so it would be my mom who would actually scold me. My dad wouldn't really. So I kind of villainized her, which was very wrong of me. As I grew up, I realized that she was not really wrong. She was not wrong, and I think that is what I want to tell the kids here as well. I was in 6th grade, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. Villainized my parents, not giving me freedom. So I want you guys to sit and introspect on what your parents mean by whatever if they're telling you not to do something. So actually think about it and don't think that they're like stopping you from doing something. So that my mom and I are quite close now.
Things do change as you evolve, right? And this is true for a lot of children. At some point of time in life, you might not be very close to your parents or to one parent. But the moment you fly away, you get into college, you go away from home, that is the time you start realizing what your parents mean to you. And I like that. You said you're close to your father and your son is close to your mother. I have 2 sons. What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to expect them to be close to me?
I hope so.
No, they are close. Children at different points of time, as they evolve and grow, they have different preferences. Most of you out here would be more close to your friends. Your friend would know more about you than your parents. So do you have a friend that is very, very close to you? Because one of the chapters, The War, it talks about your friends online in Russia and in Ukraine when they had a war. So you still have friends you're very close to, because you've been to many schools over the years and you have collected a huge crowd of friends, I guess.
I don't think so. I have right now I'm in 12th. I have 3 friends. I'm very happy with them. Very happy with my crowd. I mentioned my best friend Ipshita. She is in 12th. I have mentioned her in the I'm really sorry about that. She is one of my closest friends. I made her my friend in 10th grade, and we have been closest since. Manya is there, Harshita is there. These 3 people are my crowd. You can say.
So the celebrity has friends in the audience. She's a budding celebrity, and the friends must be feeling very nice to get a mention. It is like Amitabh Bachchan saying, I like so and so, I like so and so. So we see a very bright future for you there. Please continue.
Let's hope. We can only hope. And about online friends. So during lockdown, we were all like focused on screens and everything. So I actually joined Discord. If anyone knows what Discord is, it's an app where you can talk to people with different interests. So I used to play games a lot during lockdown, and I made friends in that game. And we had a server. Server is a group on Discord, and where I made friends from around the world. Actually, there were friends from Singapore, there were friends from Philippines, and two of them were from Ukraine. And in 2021, they actually passed away in war, and I was very close with one of them. His name was Haru. I still don't know his real name. His in-game name was Haru, and I don't think he knew my name either. So I was very close with online friends, but I think as you grow up, you realize that it's also important to have friends in school, in class as well. So I think in life, and I have been to 7 states, different schools, a lot of schools. But I think distance is not really a good thing to like maintain friendships and stuff. But I'm really happy with the friends I have here, and
That's nice because there is no set limit to be able to click with people. But the moment you do, you hang on to it. So how is this loss affected you? The loss of a friend. You talk about the loss of grandparents, and the loss of a friend was totally different. You talk about the surprise and how it